what I want us to go over really quick is the IP protection, IP management, and we can, another time go through other features, but I want to go through the core features now. Really quickly, what we have where you see our overview page, you're going to be able to see the protection of the assets that you upload. Okay. That could be a comic script, a written script. It could be a character, some character designs, background illustrations, whatever the file type that you're utilizing, uh, typical to visual narrative storytelling, that asset is going to have several layers of protection from our system. So what you're looking at now under asset security, we have a tool we created called Panel Armor, and it consists of several other programs and that are really working together to provide those layers of protection. So what you see right now is a stat about how many of your assets are verified clean, how many are suspicious, how many are blocked, and how many are pending review. And you'll be able to see from the click in the eye, the security report. So we have a stenography detection that's looking under the layers of the actual file to make sure there's nothing malicious there. Then we've got a scan that's also checking the various layers, and you will be able to see some of this information. You won't necessarily need to see all of it because it might get kind of overwhelming. We'll determine how much stays and how much goes. But the purpose there is really so that you understand that when you upload an asset to HeroLedger, that asset is going to go through several layers of security checks and positioning to help us really to help you to track that asset as it is distributed online. So a representation of that asset is going to be added to the comic chain blockchain with a unique cryptographic hash. There's going to be a unique watermark feature that will not impede the look of that image or that file, but it will allow for the system to track that asset wherever it goes. There's going to be a level of scanning of that asset to make sure that it doesn't belong to Marvel, that it doesn't belong to some of the other companies that are out there. We will be able to detect those things. So copyright protection is another part of that, where you can see how many have been scanned, how many of your assets are being tracked. If we found violators, we're letting you know. This is going to show you how many violators were found and what your percentage of protection rate is, right? You'll be able to view those details. Settings may or may not be there. And then here's something that a lot of creators are concerned about, and this is the last piece of the protection tool where you have your AI protection status. This particular part, as kind of benign as it seems, is really when that asset goes into our store. Um, One of the things that we know in today's world that people's assets have been used to train models without their permission, used to train machine learning models and what we refer to as AI, large language models has been used to train those. We have a very unique open source tool that will obfuscate um, robots from entering to the system and seeing what's there. So it will not be able to see your artwork if our system is ever, um, you know, hacked, penetrated digitally. We will not, um, or rather, they will not be able to see that particular asset or any.